Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mr. Flugum. Again, I'm in my classroom, and we're talking a little bit more about solutions and stuff like that. So I've got up here an equation that we're going to use when it comes to solutions, and this has to do with dilutions, okay? So in the last video, I showed you how to make a solution basically kind of from scratch, right? If you just have the solute and the solvent, okay? This here is a way that says, okay, if I already have my solution made, how do I dilute it and make its concentration different? Okay, so what we're going to do is we want to do this. We want to make 100 milliliters of 0.1 molar HCl. Okay, and I'm starting off here with some 2 molar hydrochloric acid solution. So how do we do this? Okay, so what I did here is I plugged my values into my equation, because like with most solutions, when we make them, we need to figure out how much to start with, right? And so I put in here, I have 2 molar, that's what I'm starting with, right? But I don't know what volume of that to use. I do know this though. I know what I want 0.1 molar concentration and I want 100 milliliters, right? So now all I gotta do is solve for V1. So if I do that, right, this over here is 10 molar milliliters, right? 2 molar times V1, right? And then we'll divide by 2 molar. Easy stuff, right, you guys? Units cancel out. And my V1 equals 5 milliliters. So I found my 5 milliliters here, right, folks? And this is how much of the 2 molar solution I need to make my solution. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water to a graduated cylinder. Now I'm doing this, you guys, because I want to take my 5 milliliters of acid, and I always want to do this, you guys. I want to add my higher concentration, especially acid, to the water. Now, if you notice, I haven't filled it up to 100 milliliters yet. I'll do that at the end, but I don't want to add water to my acid for 2 reasons. One is I don't want to splash concentrated acid up on myself as I add a bunch of water in. And the second thing is this, right? I also know this, that when I add or dilute acid, it's very exothermic, so it releases a lot of heat. If I have a very concentrated acid in here and I start adding water to it, it makes a lot of heat, and that could break the glass or do all kinds of other things. So I always want to add my acid to the water, okay, rather than the other way around. So now I've added my acid into here, and what I'll do next is I'll take water and top this off up to 100 milliliters. All right, now that I've topped this off to 100 milliliters, I've got my desired amount of 0.1 molar HCl, right? 100 milliliters. And that is how we dilute a solution. Let me do one more thing, you guys, before we finish this video. Just using this M1V1 equation. Okay, so one last problem here with M1V1, M2V2. Okay, and this is an example of a problem you might see on the assignment that I'm going to give you guys, or also you may see this on the exam as we get towards the solutions exam here, which is the last one for Willamette Promise. So we have this problem here: 150 milliliters of 1.2 molar KCl, and it says has 200 milliliters of water added to it. Make sure that you read the problem, because there's lots of different ways it can be worded. Here, we're adding the 200 milliliters. What is the new concentration? In other words, we want to know what's the new molarity. So let's set it up, you guys. We've got this 150 milliliters, right? That's our V1. We've got 1.2 molar, 1.20 actually, right? So keep that in mind that we got 3 sig figs. Cool. And then we've got this. We want to know what our new concentration is, and we added 200 milliliters. So what's the new volume, you guys? Ooh, if you said 350, you're right. 350 milliliters. That's because the water is added, right? 200 plus 150 gives us 350. Okay, so I went ahead and set up my problem here, right? We got the beginning molarity and the beginning volume on this side over here, right? Like we said, and I solved it all out, and I got this. My new molarity is 0.514 molar. Now you could argue, you guys, that I should go less sig figs than that, but I hope you get the idea here, right? As we dilute it, the concentration goes down. As I mentioned before, you guys, make sure that you read these problems carefully. There's lots of different ways it can be worded. Sometimes this second volume is what's added. Other times, this second volume is what it has become. So you need to differentiate as you read. So take a look at the assignment that goes along with this lesson today, you guys. And if you have questions or problems, please comment or shoot me an email or something. Okay. Have a great day, you guys, and hopefully we'll see you sometime soon.